Hi there, welcome to a very special episode of Bent TV. I'm Amelia Trickey and I'm your host for tonight. Minus 18 is Australia's largest youth organisation for same-sex attracted and gender diverse youth. And tonight I am joined by three very special people who are involved in running the organisation. Please welcome Aden, Marco and Eliza. Thanks for joining me, guys. Tonight, the episode is all about high school. But first of all, tell us a bit about yourself. So, obviously we know your names, but how old are you and what's school like for you?
I'll go first. I'm 18. I'm in year 12. And school now is really great. I'm finally in a place now where I feel really comfortable and happy with everyone, and it's been a really special year this last year that I'm going through right now.
That's very cool. What about you, Marco? What's high school like for you?
High school for me is very good. It wasn't a few years ago, but as kind of I've moved from middle school to year 12 and year 11, it's been really good. We started a GSA at school and that really improved things, so yeah.
What about you, Aden?
It's a bit stressful at times, but I guess that's expected. Struggling a little bit with keeping up with all the work and all the different things that are going on, but it's good fun when I'm there.
Are you guys out at school?
I am.
Yeah, I am.
I'm out. Yeah.
But not at home.
That's
Out
really
and proud.
What's it like being out at high school?
Okay, at first it was like, okay, well in year 7 and 8 it was, I told one person and then within a week your whole year level knows. So at first it was really difficult because you can't compete with the immaturity of year 8 boys and girls, but after a lot of people came up and actually asked me about it and asked me some questions and stuff, they became more comfortable with it, and so now it's really great. And I don't think it was the fact that they had a problem with it. I think it's just because you're in year 8, you're bored, there's nothing to pick on, so something like that happens and it's like, ah. But now everyone's really accepting and it's awesome.
What about you?
Yeah, I had a very similar experience. I came out in year 7 and it was a bit of an accident, a bit unintended, and it just spread like wildfire. Within the week, everyone and their dog was coming up to me asking me about, oh, you gay, you bi, whatever. And at the time that was really intimidating and really scary to have everyone around me kind of looking at me funny when I walked through the halls, asking me way invasive questions. But as the years went on and other people started to come out, I started to feel a lot more supported, and then when I finally discovered Minus 18, I suddenly had all of these new friends that supported me and kind of gave me advice, and it really helped me come out of my shell.
Yeah, what about you, Aden?
Well, I came out in year 10 and I went around to all of my friends individually at lunch and was like, oh, I'm bi, and they're like, oh, okay. It was all very casual and there were no real problems, so it was good.
That's really good. So, a big part of high school is the school formal and getting ready, putting on all the makeup, getting the perfect shoes to match the ridiculously expensive dress, like I know I've done too many times. When you're same-sex attracted though, it can be hard if you want to take a same-sex partner to the formal. It can be very challenging and daunting. I suppose what I'm trying to ask is, what's your school formal like in terms of that?
Well, my school didn't really have a formal. We had a social, and well, we hadn't actually had one for 4 years because the last one I think 10 people went to, so it's a bit awkward. So yeah, nothing really happens at my school in terms of that.
With my school, they're very supportive and very currently they've got very strict policies about anyone can come, irrelevant of gender or sexuality, as a guest, so long as they're not some 40-year-old bloke named Barry. It's a terrible joke. Anyway, but there is still a bit of tension. Whenever anyone brings a friend who's the same sex, fine, but the moment that anyone knows you're a couple, you know, you're a gay couple, you're a lesbian couple, you're a couple of bisexuals, they will stare the whole night just waiting and watching, and it can be a bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah. So in 2010, Minus 18 ran Australia's first ever same-sex formal with a few hundred students so that they could feel safe and included in a safe space where there is no discrimination. 2 years later, a few weeks ago, Minus 18 did that again. David from Minus 18 went along and got some pretty cool footage, so we'll be checking that out next. Welcome back to the high school edition of Bent TV. If you have just joined us, we have been talking about the same-sex formal in high school with 3 high school students, Marco, Aden and Eliza, about what it's like being same-sex attracted at high school, I guess. We just saw some pretty incredible footage from Minus 18's 2012 same-sex formal, a night where just over 400 young people from around Victoria, rural areas included, experienced an incredibly formal and fun night with their partners. You 3 were there, so tell us, what was it like?
Well, it was just amazing. Like, the whole room looked beautiful. There was beautiful lights everywhere, and we got little show bags, and the music was heaps of fun. It was the most positive, welcoming atmosphere I've ever been a part of, because my school doesn't have a formal, let alone something like that anywhere in Sale, where I live. So it was just the overwhelming happiness of the night was just awesome. It was just great.
Yeah, the energy at the formal was incredible. Everyone looked so great, all these bow ties, nice suits, nice dresses. It was amazing. We had a choir perform, we had this wonderful 1920 style singer, there was flowers and lights and music, and it was incredible. There's nothing that I've ever experienced anything quite like it.
Everyone did look very beautiful. So it was just really nice seeing everyone being so happy, and it looked really good too. Though the flower pots, we had these flower pots with jelly in them that glowed, and it's really cool.
It's so cool. There was obviously nearly 400 young people there. What was that like, seeing so many young people there?
It was a good atmosphere to be around so many people your age that you can assume are kind of like-minded, because you've heard about it on the same website and you've been chatting in the forums or whatever about it. So there's a good chance you already know a lot of them or can recognise a lot of them because of the site. So it's really cool to be around so many people that kind of have the same value system as you, and just there's so much energy in the whole area.
Yeah, it was an incredibly warm and welcoming environment, and it's really great to kind of be able to be there with your boyfriend or girlfriend and just kind of enjoy the night. You're not worrying about who's looking over your shoulder, who's looking at you across the room, because no one is. Everyone's just kind of there together, and it's really a fantastic unity.
It's always really positive events, just going and being able to dance with people you know, people you don't know, people that are from online that you half know, and then getting to put a name to a face, and it's really good to just kind of, you half know these people, and all of a sudden you just get to see them, and it's really, really interesting just seeing people actually in person, and
Yeah, it sounds like it was an incredible night.
It was.
What was your most memorable part?
Well, I think the best part was the dinner, when you got to sit amongst strangers to be like out there about it, like because I didn't know very many people there. So you're sitting at a table and you across from someone you don't know, but then you get to know them by the end of tea, and then you go and dance with them. So it kind of just got better and better as the night went on. So dinner was my favourite.
My highlight for the night was probably helping David with the videos, running around and just seeing all of these happy couples, getting to kind of talk to them and see what they thought, how they felt, and there was just this overwhelming positive excitement, and there were so many happy, cute couples. It was amazing.
My favourite bit was when everyone went in, because it was just really cool seeing everyone being so amazed by how beautiful it looked. Like, it was really beautiful, and I think it was really rewarding also to see that, because I'd been there, a couple of people had been there like all day the day before and all day that day, so to see that, like, beforehand it was just there were 3 boxes in the room, and to see it just all of a sudden there's a stage and there's 400 seats, and it was really good to just, it felt really rewarding.
Yeah, so obviously, as I said before, formals are a big part of high school for a lot of people. Has your high school experience become easier? Like, to do with formals, to do with classmates? Has your school started a program, or...?
We don't have a program as such, but I think it's the case where we don't really need one because it's an accepting environment. It was really cool actually the other day, because about 2 weeks ago I went to school and all of a sudden there's these minus posters everywhere, so I was like, oh, yay, you know. I think that's really cool to have that value running through the area. But in terms of from year 7 to now in year 12, when we've all kind of just gotten closer, it's much, much better. And you have to go with those negative moments, because as people have to come and get to know you, and that happens. It has to happen because you're just with them for 6 years. So in this last year, we've all kind of just come together, and now it's awesome. And really, we've bonded. And I'm very accepted at school.
For me, things have gotten really good in the last few years, especially since we founded a GSA at school. It was really great to kind of have a group of people to talk to and support me whenever anything happened, and I could kind of offer that same support to others. It was really good to have that level of representation, and the school would actively kind of support students who felt isolated or different, because that was probably the worst thing about coming out so young. I felt very alone and very isolated for quite a few years.
I think at my school it's just such a positive environment. I mean, about 30 people went to the last Minus event, I think, from my school, which is pretty impressive because my school's in Geelong, so it's a bit of a hike anyway. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of surprising actually to see so many people. Like, not all of them are queer. There's quite a few straight people. It's just a really friendly environment where there's not really been any bad experiences. I don't think there have been, certainly in recent years. So it's kind of good to see just such a positive environment, just being, I think, it's because of the students, not so much because of the teachers, but all the students are just really positive. I don't know how to put that really. Mm-hmm. It's just mindset.
Yeah, that's really cool to hear, because I know at my school it is hard, but it's certainly gotten a lot easier within the last year or so, trying to take some action and go, look, homophobic bullying isn't really that cool. You don't look that cool when you do it, that sort of thing. And I think Minus 18 being what it is has made such a difference. I know with you three it certainly has, and certainly with me it very much so has. So it's very, very cool to hear. Unfortunately, that is all we have time for. Seal structure. Keep going. Yeah, so it's very, very cool to hear that positive reaction from your schools and that things are getting a lot easier and better, and that you really enjoyed the same-sex formal, because it sounded like an amazing night. It was absolutely brilliant.
I think it's really important too, though, for students in year 7 and 8 who have decided to come out and who have been, if you want to call it brave, I just think it's something that you do. But I think it's important for you to just, there are going to be some negative things happen to you, but it's going to get so much easier.
Unfortunately, that is all we have time for. Thank you, Aden, Marco and Eliza, for coming on the show tonight. If you are young and queer, or you know someone that is, and you just want to talk to someone, or you want to be a part of an amazing organisation, head to -18.org.au and check out some latest events and projects and resources that we have for same-sex attracted and gender diverse youth. This is Bent TV. Thanks.